be able to guarantee the program for life.
So
You
still
probably
have
just
82 seconds
muted
left.
it.
Are there
Muted
any
again.
other measures that you think that would be able to help keep Social Security solvent, or is that one enough?
Well, no, that one enough will keep it solvent, but the biggest thing will do if we defeat this man, because he wants to get rid of Social Security. He thinks there's plenty to cut in Social Security. He's wanting to cut Social Security and Medicare both times. And that's what. And if you look at the
What is it? How do I find that one?
The House
Which one?
Republican caucus
The one where he's like,
that he
dum, 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 dum,
is
with
in
the
fact
with the
want to
cane.
cut it as well.
You know?
Does
No,
he have
that's not
Bryan
Adam.
Cranston?
Who the fuck is
They
it?
have
What did you say? What did you say?
Bryan Cranston.
I don't know. I thought you said it.
Dude, you have the fucking car over there. You can't see the bottom two.
Adam Sandler.
I don't know who that is.
Look at the stream, man. You have the car over there. You can't see the Subway Surfers.
400,000 people.
Fuck,
on the
dude.
street, 40 million people.
You're
not
lying.
have insurance.
Let me see if he's true about this.
Nah, he's
One of the
false.
reasons to have that insurance
It's not true.
Is the fact that they in fact are
I'll be in
Check
360
announcement.
mode.
The other thing is we're in a situation where
There.
talk about education for black communities.
Ah, no, the car.
The amount
The
of money
skibbity toilet's
programs,
pretty good.
Another $8,000.
I mean, this is fine. That's quite fire, honestly.
Oh, the car's gone.
$15,000 toward the tuition.
The car's gone.
Oh my God.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump.
So I've dealt with politicians all my life. I've been on this side of the equation for the last 8 years.
Why is the video sped up but not the audio?
I've never seen it. He could look
It
at
is.
It is.
Got so many other things too.
Oh,
And we mentioned
Oh.
the laptop. We mentioned Russia,
Oh.
Russia, Ukraine. Everything.
Russia, Ukraine.
It's misinformation and disinformation.
Can we get Rick and Morty back?
Lucy's and sucker story that he made up. It's a total
we get
lie
both?
of the military. It's
No.
a disgrace.
Yes,
That's
It's
We
too
can switch
much.
Subway Surfers to
It's
Rick and
destroying
Morty.
it because
That's
millions of
true.
people are pouring into our country, and they're putting them onto Social Security.
do not turn on skibbity toilet audio.
They're
Nah,
putting
I'm
them
not
in our hospitals. They're taking the place of our citizens.
You call
What they're doing to
Skibidi.
the VA, to our veterans, is unbelievable.
You
Our
call
veterans
them.
are living in the street, and these people are living in luxury
That's
hotels.
true.
He doesn't
Yeah.
know
True.
what he's doing. And
Street
What do we want?
livers.
it's really coming back.
Do we want
I've
Rick and
never
Morty or do
seen
we want,
such anger
Adam
in
Sandler
our
here?
country before.
Both.
Rick and Morty.
well,
The idea that veterans
Okay, we don't
are
want
not
Subway
being
Surfers or we don't want
told before.
Skibidi?
And by the way, when
No, I don't
said
want
sucker
Subway
the movie, he
Surfers.
said he
Yeah.
I'm getting
was
bored of
after- he
Subway.
fired that
Yeah.
general.
We need some Rick and Morty to make smart people appreciate the stream.
Yeah, we need
We're
Redditors.
we need the Rick friends.
He said it. Number one. Number two, the idea that
Stop.
we're gonna be in a situation
Slow it down.
where
Oh yeah, that's
all
good.
these illegal aliens are coming into the country and taking away our jobs. There's a reason why we have.
Can we get it slowed and reverbed?
The reason why we have a successful economy in the world. We're doing better than any other nation in the world. And by the way, those 15 Nobel laureates you talked about being phony, those 15 Nobel laureates, economists, they all said that if
15 Nobel Lards?
and inflation is going to increase and go up. And by the way, worst president in history, 159
it's not-
presidential
yeah.
scholars voted him the worst president in the history of the United States of America.
President Biden, thank you so much. Let's turn to the cost of child
Well,
care.
there's
which
a
many
lip
American
words.
families
Don't ever
struggle
listen to
with.
scholars.
President Trump, both you and President Biden have tried to address this issue, but the average cost of child care in this country has risen to more than $11,000
Child care?
a year per
I don't care.
child for many families. The cost of child care for 2 children is more
Who
than
the
their
fuck
rent.
asked?
In your second term, what would you do to make child care more affordable?
I'd kill all the
Just to
children.
go back,
What if you have a child like tomorrow?
Can you lower the
Yeah.
volume of Rick and Morty a bit? I actually want to listen to what he's
That
saying.
said I didn't say it, and they're very highly
Just a
respected,
bit.
much more so than him. The other thing is, he doesn't fire people. He never fired people. I've never seen him fire anybody. I did fire a lot. I fired Comey because he was no good. I fired a lot of the top
was no
people
good.
at the FBI.
No
Drake
Comey was
Smoke.
no good.
They were no good. Not easy to fire people. You'd pay a price for it, but they were no good. I inherited these people. I didn't put him there. I didn't put Comey there. He was no good. I fired him.
No
This
good.
guy hasn't fired anybody. He never fires. He should have fired every military man that was involved with that the Afghanistan horror show,
God.
the most embarrassing
It's really
moment in
doubling
the
down
history
on
of our country.
Afghanistan.
Yeah, because it was
He
just,
didn't
it was
fire
a really
Just
big
fuck
deal.
up.
Did you fire anybody that's on the border?
Did you fire
that's
anybody,
allowed us
Joe?
to have the worst border in the history of the world? Did anybody
Oh, I
get fired
can't
for allowing
remember.
18 million people. Many from
sleeping right now.
prisons,
Go
many
away.
From mental institutions. Did you fire anybody?
Let me
that's
rest.
allowed
That is
our country
mysterious
to be
orange
destroyed?
drink.
Joe, our country is being destroyed as you and I sit up here and waste a lot of time on this debate. This shouldn't be a debate. He is the worst president. He just said it about me. But look, he's the worst president in the history of our country. He's destroyed our country. Now all of a sudden he's trying to get a little tough on the border. He came out with a nothing deal.
A nothing burger, nothing ever happens.
Nothing ever happens.
He wants open borders. He wants our country to either be destroyed or he wants to pick up those people as voters. And I don't think we just can't let it happen. If he wins this election, our country doesn't have a chance, not even a chance, of coming out of this rut. We probably won't have a country left anymore. That's how bad it is. He is the worst in history by far.
Thank you, President.
We're gonna peer review the Wikipedia source on that.
Country in the world.
Wikipedia.
The United States of America.
Wikipedia.
We have the finest military in
The
the
finest
Material
military in
scientist.
history.
finest in the history of the world.
Wow.
No one thinks we're weak. No one wants to screw around with us. Nobody. Number one.
I
Number
think
two,
you're
the
weak,
idea
Joe.
that we're talking about worst
Got him.
presidents. I wasn't joking. Look it up. Go online. 159.
He wasn't joking, guys.
Don't hold me the exact number.
You thought he was
It was a
joking?
joke.
Oh, he doesn't remember the number.
They
Whatever.
had meetings and they voted who was the worst president in American history. One through best to worst. They said he was the
Best
worst
to
in
worst.
all of American history. That's a fact. That's not conjecture.
Well, it's
That's-
a fact that they
wrong.
voted
That's
for
what
him.
they
Yeah, I mean,
The
that they
idea
voted that
that
he was the
he's
worst, but
doing
they're a bunch of
anything
lip
to deal
cucks.
with
Like, they literally
childcare.
are.
It's
He
a
did
fact
very
that he's the
nothing
worst.
with childcare.
No
He
one
should
was ever
significantly increase the childcare tax
worse
bill.
whore
He should significantly
than
increase
Trump.
the
News to be
availability
told, please.
of women and men or
News
single parents
skip.
to be able to go back to work, and we should encourage businesses to have
Thank you, President
childcare
Biden.
facilities.
President Trump, the
Thank
question
you.
was about what would you do to make child care more affordable, if you want to take a minute.
Just so you understand, we have polling, we have other things that they rate him the worst because what he's done is so bad. And they rate me, I will show you, and they rate me one of the best. Okay?
Show me.
And if I'm given another
Show
4
me.
years, I will be the best. I think I'll be the best. Nobody's ever created an economy like us. Nobody ever cut taxes like us. He's the only one I know. He wants to raise your taxes by 4 times. He wants to raise everybody's taxes by
That
4
smirk
times.
is falling
He wants
off
the
his
Trump
face.
tax cuts to expire. So everybody,
His
including
face
the
is
two of you,
falling
are gonna
off.
pay 4 to 5 times. Nobody ever heard of this before. All my life,
doesn't really
I
look
grow up
happy.
and I see politicians talking
Oh,
about
shit,
guy.
he's praying.
when we cut taxes, as I said, we did more business. Apple and all these companies, they were bringing money back into our country. The worst president in history by far, and everybody knows it.
President Biden?
Look, the fact of the matter is that he's dead wrong about. He's increased the tariff. He will increase the taxes on middle class people. I said I'd never raise a tax on anybody making less than $400,000. I didn't. But this tariff is 10% tariffs. Everything coming in the country. You know what the economists say? That's going to cost the average American $2,500 a year more because they're going to
Okay,
have to pay
it's
the
like
difference.
A year?
205.
And all the things.
In the whole year, it's like nothing.
Number two,
Yeah.
he's in a situation where
Okay.
he talks about how he has not raised, he's somehow helped the middle class. The middle class have been devastated by you. Now you want a new
That's
tax
not true.
of $5 trillion
Yes.
over the next 10 years. Which is
But
gonna
he said it,
fundamentally
so it must
Oh,
be
shit,
true.
true.
You had the largest deficit of any president in American history, number one. Number
That-
two,
all right.
you have not
That's a
in
fair
fact,
point.
made any
But
contact,
COVID,
any,
I mean.
any progress.
I'm pretty sure
with China.
Biden's been worse,
We are the
but I don't know. I
largest
haven't
trade
checked
deficit with
it.
China since 2000.
COVID wasn't really
President
bad, though.
Thank you, President Biden. Let's discuss an epidemic
Mute him.
impacting millions
Mute
of
him.
Americans that both of you have made a top
Mute him.
priority in your first term, the opioid crisis. And for both of you, the number of overdose
Trump
deaths
looks
in this
angry.
country has
He
gone
doesn't like
up.
opioids.
Under your term, it
Joe,
went up.
start
Under your
mewing.
term, it has gone up.
Start
Former
looks maxing,
President
Joe.
Trump, despite the efforts that both of you have made, more than 100,000 Americans are dying from overdoses every year, primarily from fentanyl and other opioids. What will you do to help Americans right now
I'm a
in the
fentanyl
throes of
goon.
addiction who are
Free
struggling to get the
fat,
treatment they need?
free fat on Friday.
We now have the largest deficit in the history of our country under this guy.
Under this
We
guy.
have the largest deficit with China. He gets paid by China. He's a Manchurian candidate. He gets money from China.
Manchurian
Notice he never took out my tariffs.
hello,
because we
Files.
bring in so much money with the tariffs that I imposed on China. He never took them away. He can't because it's too
Oh, I
much
don't have it
money.
on this
It's
operating
tremendous. So we
system. The
saved our
Manchurian
steel
Candidate.
industries
It's a
and
book
the-
about
Manchurian.
CIA mind control, bro. What?
But he
Yeah,
doesn't cut the
holy
tariffs
shit.
because he can't, because it's too much
Qing
money.
Dynasty
But he's got the
reference.
largest
True.
deficit in the history of our country, and he's got the worst situation with China. China's going to own us if you keep allowing them to do what they're doing to
China's
us as a
gonna own you
country.
guys.
They are killing us as a country, Joe, and you can't let that
Joe.
happen. You're destroying our country.
So, President Trump, you have 67 seconds left. The question was, what are you going to do to help Americans in the throes of addiction right now who are struggling to get the treatment they need?
Jake, we were doing very well at addiction until the COVID came along. We had the 2.5, almost 3 years of like nobody's ever
Love
had
them.
before, any country, in every
Love.
way. And then we had
CIA
to get tough,
and Mike,
and
it's
it
on
was
CIA.gov.
drugs pouring across the border, where it started to increase. We got great
That's what Joe
equipment.
Biden is. He's
Certain dogs,
a
that's the
sweeper
most
agent.
incredible thing that you've ever seen. The way they can spot it.
True.
We did a lot, and we were getting very low numbers, very
Just
low
leave it
numbers.
slowly
When
scrolling.
he came
Very low
along,
numbers.
The numbers. Have you seen the numbers now? It's not only the 18 million people that I believe is even low because the gotaways. They don't even talk about gotaways. But the numbers of
Gotaways.
the amount of drugs.
Joe's
and human
waiting for his
trafficking
sleeper
in
cell
women
activation
coming
word.
Yeah.
across our border. The worst
Ronald
thing I've ever
McDonald.
seen. At
Pipe
numbers that
bomb
nobody's ever seen
explosive
under him
device.
because the border's so
Patriots
bad.
in control.
But the number of drugs coming across our border now is the largest we've ever had by far.
President Trump, thank you. President Biden?
Fentanyl and the byproducts of fentanyl went down for a while.
For a
And
while.
I wanted to
Then
make
they're
sure
back
we
up.
use the machinery that can detect fentanyl. These big machines that roll over everything that comes across the border. And it costs a lot of money. That was part of
What
the
does that
plan we put
mean?
together.
All right.
Bipartisan
These
deal.
big machines.
More fentanyl machines.
More fentanyl machines.
That's how that works.
We need more.
More
demand-
fent machines.
The demand is out of
Through
this
the roof.
world.
Republican colleagues said, don't do it. It's going to hurt me politically. No, he never argued it's not a good bill. It's a really good bill.
Do they
We need
put
those
these machines on
We
the
need those
border?
machines.
How do these machines
That's
work?
the wall is made of fent
In
machines.
terms of precursors to fentanyl, and
Let me see one of
that's
these fent
what we're doing
machines.
to make sure they don't
Yeah,
have
can
to
we get a
take
poll.io fent machine?
That's what we have to do. We need those machines.
Thank you, President Biden.
need
And
those
President
fent
Trump, and
machines.
again, the question is about Americans in the throes of addiction right now, struggling to get the treatment they need.
This does pertain to it. He ended Remain in Mexico. He ended Catch and Release. I made it Catch and Release in
This thing
Mexico,
right here.
not Catch and Release here.
How the
We had
fuck
so
does
many
that
things
detect
we had done.
fentanyl, Joe?
Hard negotiations with Mexico, and I got it
Here it
all for
is.
nothing. It's just like when you have a hostage. We always pay $6 billion
Oh,
for a hostage.
that's right.
Every time we say it's a hostage.
Nope.
This
Now
rolls.
we have a hostage, the Wall Street Journal
That's
report.
crazy that they tried that.
I think a good guy.
That's huge.
And he's
They almost made
over
it.
there
I mean-
because Putin is laughing.
They
at
almost
us. They're
did.
Probably asking for billions of
It was
dollars
the fent machine.
for the reporter.
It rolls
I will
over
have him
everything.
out very quickly, as soon as I take
Can you zoom
office.
in a bit?
Before I take office,
On
I
what?
said by
On the
literally as soon as I win the election, I will have that reporter out. He should have had him out a long time ago, but Putin's probably asking for billions and billions of dollars because this guy pays it every time. We had 2 cases where he paid $6 billion for 5 people. I got 58 people out, and I paid essentially nothing.
Thank you, President Trump. Dana?
Let's turn to concerns that voters have about each of you. President Biden, you would be 86 at the end of your second term. How do you address concerns about your capability to handle the toughest job in the world well into your 80s?
Ooh, they're
First
getting
of all,
into 8.
I spent half my career being criticized being the youngest person in politics. I was the second
Yeah,
youngest person
well, you're not
ever
anymore.
elected to the United States Senate, and now I'm the oldest. This guy's 3 years younger and a lot less competent. I think that this, look at the record, look at what I've done.
In what sense of the word,
Yeah.
Joe?
Situation you left me. As I said, 50
Bro.
million new jobs, 800,000 manufacturing jobs, more investment in America, over billions of dollars in private investment in enterprises that we are growing. By the way, we brought off a lot of people to work. The whole idea of computer chips, we used to have 40% of the market. We invented those chips, and we lost it because he was sending people to find the cheapest jobs overseas and then bring home a product. So I went.
What chips? Wait, what are we talking about?
Microchips. Invest billions of dollars here in the United States.
When did we have the best chips?
Guess what? Those fabs, they call them.
Good question.
We never had the best chips.
Those fabs.
Well, maybe
over $100,000.
way earlier, but it's always been TSMC. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Already being invested and being built.
So this guy's just lying.
Creating significant jobs.
To all our ROG viewers, we've got a real liar on the screen. Real liar on the screen.
Yeah, I would. The idea that somehow we are this failing country. I've never heard a president talk like this before. We're the envy of the world. Name me a single major country president who wouldn't trade places with the United States of America for all our problems and all our opportunities. We're the most progressive country in the world in getting things done. We're the strongest country in the world.
No.
We're a country in the world who keeps our word. And
not true.
Us, all of our allies and our
no, even less true.
We sent love letters to and Putin, etc. They don't
oh wow!
Oh, is that Steve?
Thank you, former President Trump.
That's why they invaded Ukraine. They don't want to screw around with it.
At the end of your second term.
That's why we spy on our allies.
About your capabilities.
Don't look up
just get on the floor and start
Volt 7.
doing push-ups.
Don't look up Volt 7 on WikiLeaks. We're really the most trustful ally.
Just one, a real easy one. Like
A real easy
first
one.
5 questions, he couldn't do it.
He couldn't
But
do
I took
it.
2 cognitive tests. I took physical exams every year. And, you know, we knock on wood wherever we may have wood, that I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do
Wherever
that,
we have
you have
wood.
to be quite
I was really
smart.
hoping
You have to hit the ball a
Trump
long
would
way. And he doesn't do it.
pull
He
up
can't
a
hit ball
blunt
50
and
yards.
start
He challenges
smoking
me.
it straight up.
He can't hit a ball 50 yards.
Actually, can
He can't hit a ball
I'm in
50
very good
yards,
shape.
folks.
I feel that I'm as in good a shape as I was.
They should do a golf
25, 30
1v1.
years ago. Actually, I'm
True.
probably a
Trump
little
would
bit
absolutely
lighter,
mog him.
but I'm in as good a shape
Golf
as
mogging.
I was.
They should have a goon
I
off.
feel the same.
Molting.
But
I was thinking, yeah, like,
willing
what if
to
they just
take
started
the
both
cognitive test.
jacking off,
you
and
know,
whoever
if I didn't do
finished
well,
first
I
would
aced
win?
him. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who's
New season
great
4
guy
of The
when he was
Boys
White House
episode.
doctor. And I took another one, a similar one. And
Real.
one of them said they've never seen anybody ace him.
Thank you, President Biden.
You can see he is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 235 pounds.
You're watching the debate.
Well, you said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway, that's it.
Well, anyway.
Yeah, this is not the debate.
Yeah, no.
Look, I'd be happy to have
My brother is
contest.
retarded.
I got my handicap, which when I was vice
He like
president.
comes over to my computer. He's like, "Are you watching the debate?"
No.
And, like I have FIFA open right now, so he just sees that. He's like, "Oh,
Think you can do it?
oh look." Now he's like, now he came into my room trying to argue with me, but I have headphones in.
Wow.
Can you kill him?
Yeah.
That means you
I
can't
wish.
You swing, I know you swing.
He's a what do you call it? Asexual.
President Trump, we're
Oh, shit, argument.
Let's not act like children.
That's not like
specific concerns
Yo.
that voters have about you. Will you pledge tonight that
Ooh.
once all legal challenges have been exhausted, that you will accept the results of this election, regardless of who wins, and you will say right now that political violence in any form is unacceptable?
Well, I shouldn't have to say that.
No,
but of
I'm
course I
bombing the
believe that.
Capitol.
It's
Mashallah.
totally unacceptable.
Take
And
the
if you would
shot.
see my statements that I made
Take
on
the shot.
Twitter at the time,
Q.
and also my statement that I made in the Rose Guard, you would say it's one of the strongest statements you've ever seen.
Code
That
word
was a good
blackout.
statement.
Take the shot.
In front
Take
of,
the
I
shot.
believe, the largest crowd I've
Kill
ever
him.
spoken to, and I will tell you, nobody ever talks about that. They talk about a relatively small number of people that went to the Capitol, and in many cases were ushered in by the police. And as
In many
Nancy
cases.
Pelosi said, it was her responsibility, not mine. She said that loud and clear. But the answer is, if the election is fair, free, and I want that more than anybody. And I'll tell you something. I wish he was a great president, because I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be at one of my many places enjoying myself. I wouldn't be under indictment because I wouldn't have been his political opponent.
It's kinda
enjoying
true, though.
himself and knocking on
Because he
wood.
indicted me
Yeah.
because I was his opponent. I wish he was a great president. I would rather have that. I wouldn't be here. I don't mind being here. But the only reason I'm here is he's so bad as a president I'm gonna make America great again.
Oh, that was actually that was
Oh, he did the code line.
Right
His
now.
line.
We're a seriously failing nation. And we're a failing
He
nation.
did his
because of
catchphrase.
him.
Say the line.
His policies
Say the
are
line,
so
sir.
bad.
Make America great
His
again.
military policies
All right, Biden, say your line.
insane.
Shut up,
They're
man.
insane.
Come on,
These wars will
man.
never end with him. He will drive us into World War III, and we're closer to World War III than anybody can imagine. We are very,
By
very close to
dawn.
World War III, and he's driving us there. And Kim Jong-un and
He's
President Xi of
driving?
China,
I wouldn't
Kim
trust
Jong-un
him
from
with
North Korea,
driving.
I
all
drive.
these- Putin,
I drive.
They don't respect him. They don't fear him. They have
Mom, do you have your
nothing
license
going with
yet?
This gentleman. And
No,
he's gonna drive
Bro.
us
I
into
still have a
World War
permit.
III.
What are you doing?
You want
I don't want
Brother.
to. I don't want to
Just gonna wait till
spend
you're
money.
18?
I don't want to spend money taking classes.
Fair.
Oh,
Just do what
Rick,
you
do you have yours?
Yeah.
There's a thing called Article 5.
Nice. OP Rick.
Did you do classes?
Yeah.
God damn.
I had classes in school.
That's so much easier. You know, schools used to do that everywhere. The
Yeah.
Catholic school I went to used to
Long, I
do, but
like
they
your
closed it
status.
down. Thank you. Right now I'm what? Don't say it live.
They're capable of anything, and they step up when they're needed. And right now, we're needed.
Do not
We're
say
needed
it.
to protect the world because our own
Can't.
safety is at stake.
Wait, say
And
what?
Again, you want to have a war,
Edging.
just let Putin go ahead and take Kyiv.
The
push
edge
it away,
machine.
Move on. See what happens in Poland, Hungary.
Got the edge machines rolling over the border.
Edge machines. They edge everyone.
Come back to you for a
They edge
follow-up.
everyone.
We need more.
Question
We need
was,
more
More
edge
edge
will you
machines.
accept the results of this election, regardless of who wins?
Just to finish what he said. If
Oh.
I might,
Edging
Russia,
100.
Just
they
to
took a lot of
edge.
land from Bush. They took a lot of land from Obama and Biden. They took no land, nothing from Trump. Nothing. He knew not to
True.
do it. He's not going to play games with me. He knew that.
That
I
is
got
true.
along with him very
He was
well.
not gonna
knew
play
not
games.
He took
It's because he didn't have the
nothing from
games
me.
installed.
True.
But now
He
he's
did
going
not
to
have
take
Show his
one
face,
more
bro. His
from
jaw just
this man right
dislocated.
here. That's a war that should have never started. It would have never
Is he
started,
mewing?
ever
What is his mewing
with me.
technique?
And he's
No,
going
you
to
can't
take
mew
you
with an
down.
It's flawed.
And,
It's
you know,
flawed.
You asked me a question before. Would you do
That's
this?
counter
He's
mewing.
got us in
He's
such a
doing
bad
opposite to
position
mewing.
right now with Ukraine and Russia.
He's mouth breathing.
Because Ukraine's not
Shut
winning
him
that.
down.
He said, "I will never settle
Go to
until such
town.
time." They're running out of people. They're running out of soldiers. They've lost so many people. It's so sad. They've lost so many people, and they've lost those gorgeous cities with the golden domes that are 1,000 years old, all because of him and stupid decisions.
Those cities.
Russia would have never attacked if I were
President Trump,
president.
the question was, will you accept the results of the election, regardless of who wins, yes or no?
Answer the question.
If it's a fair,
Shit, I forgot the
legal,
question.
and good election, absolutely.
I absolutely
Don't get mad.
They accepted these, but the fraud and everything else was
Fraud.
ridiculous. And if you want, we'll have a news conference on it in a week, or we'll have another one of these
In a
In a
week,
week.
baby.
In a
In a
week.
week.
In a week.
Absolutely, there's nothing I'd rather do. It would be much easier for me to do that than I'm running again. I wasn't really going to run until I saw the horrible job he did. He's destroying our country.
He wasn't
I would be
gonna.
very
He was
happy
it's
to
like,
was
be
not.
someplace
I think I'll
else
just
in a nice location
hang up the
someplace.
old
He just wanted to
presidential.
save America.
No indictments, no political opponents.
911
Because
called
it's
him.
the only way he thinks
I
he
have
can
a
win.
bomb
But
planted in this
unfortunately, it's
debate
driven up
room
my numbers,
right
and
now.
It's driven them up to a very high level because the people understand it.
Let's see what your numbers are when this election is over. Let's see.
Ooh.
You're a whiner.
Ooh.
You're a
You
whiner.
lost the first time.
Uh-oh.
You appealed and appealed the courts all across the country. Not one single court in America said
Not
any of your
one.
claims had any merit. State or
Not
local,
one.
None. But you
Nope.
continue to provoke this lie about somehow there's
Lie.
misrepresentation.
I wanna see his
Classic,
response to
yeah.
this.
There is no evidence of that at all. And I tell you what.
Joe, you're a faggot.
We're live, buddy.
You accepting anything? You can't stand.
I don't care about the F word.
There's 1.6 million watching.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
1.6
Oh,
million.
of course they do a
Now,
commercial break
presidential
right now.
debate.
That is
1.6 million
really
seems
well
like a lot.
timed. Really well
Oh my
timed, so Trump
God.
can't respond. Great.
Yeah.
When is it over?
I know. how
It
long
doesn't
is
end.
It is never over.
It's
When-
24
Aren't they
hours.
supposed to show the vice presidents too?
There's more than 2 million people.
is running with
Probably
Trump?
3 million people watching the
Who
debate
is running
right
the
now.
I don't think he's chosen yet. It's not going to be Pence.
It's not Pence, no.
I
think it'll be Brandon.
I think he was saying that Vivek was a possibility.
It's gonna be Hunter.
That would be really
Wait,
cool.
we've got an RFK Jr. live review of the debate.
Oh yeah, he's
What?
reviewing it. Yeah.
Where? Send me the link.
Here, I'll send the Twitter one.
Twitter.
Check. Yeah, that's the only. That's how I found it. I don't know where it is, like, where he's streaming it. XQC is watching the. Oh my god!
And he called it to him, and they've taken great offense at it, and now they see it happening. But when they see what I did for criminal justice reform and for the historically black colleges and universities, where I funded them and got them all funded, and the opportunity zones.
This just looks like the
Tim,
debate.
I
don't hear
it.
Was incredible.
You can't reverse it. So, but there was RFK watching it earlier. I don't know how it works. You can probably search it up.
Ever in the country, opportunity zones, and the biggest beneficiary are blacks, and that's why we have the best numbers with them.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.
They're saying ever. I read this morning where ever the best numbers. He's lost much of the black population.
Oh, it's on Rumble.
Because he's done a horrible job.
It's Rumble.
I don't know.
He's also done
It's
a
a
horrible
streaming
job for
service.
Hispanics. But when you see these millions of people pouring into our country, and they're going to take the jobs, and it's already started. During my 4 years, I had the best. It's a disaster. During my 4 years,
left, President Trump,
and my top environmental people gave me that statistic just before I walked on the stage, actually.
I don't know where the hell he's been. The idea that he said is true.
The idea.
I passed the most extensive climate change legislation in history. In history, we find ourselves, and by the way, black colleges. I came up with $15 billion for HBCUs, historic black.
He came up with it.
Elon is trolling Biden brain
implant. They don't have the
implant.
kind of contributors that they have. To,
Oh shit! Wait, is that our? That's not RFK, is it? Oh, he's on a podium.
Yeah, he's on his own little podium.
RealDebate.com.
What the fuck?
The idea that he is kind of claiming to have done.
He's ready to debate them.
Cleanest water. The cleanest water.
Oh.
He hadn't done a damn thing for the environment.
RFK review.
Out of the Paris Peace Accord.
I like that he's like the third square.
1.5 degrees
Apparently,
Celsius,
he made his wife commit suicide.
What? Threat to humanity
Yeah,
is
RFK.
climate change, and he didn't do a damn thing about it. He wants to undo all.
Yeah,
the
apparently he cut her funding
Paris
when she
Accord was
cheated
gonna cost
on
us
her
$1 trillion,
35 times.
And China nothing,
And then she
and Russia
hung
nothing,
herself.
And India nothing.
Apparently,
It was a
there's a
from the
book
United
about it.
States.
Wow.
And
Awesome.
I ended it because I didn't want to waste that money.
Yeah, I
Because
think it was
they treated us
Mary
like we were
Richardson.
The only ones who was costing us money. Nobody else was paying into it, and it was a disaster. But everything that he said just now, I'll give you an example. I heard him say before insulin. I'm the one that got the insulin down for the seniors. I took care of the seniors. What he's doing is destroying all of our medical programs because the migrants coming in, they want everybody. And look, I have the biggest heart on the stage.
Conspiracy theory.
And I want to take care of people. But we're destroying our country. They're taking over our schools.
Which one are we listening to?
They're taking over
Which one?
Social Security. He is destroying Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
We'll come back to you, RFK.
Yeah, we'll leave him up there though.
And if I'm reelected, that will be the case again. But this guy has increased your taxes because of the deficit. Number one, he's increased inflation because of the debacle he left after
the debacle.
Yeah, COVID. That was him. He did
found
that.
himself in a position where
He
now
made
wants to
COVID.
tax you more.
He was the Chinese person that got everyone sick.
Evil COVID.
Well, for example, he wants to get rid of the ability of Medicare for us to be able to negotiate drug prices with the big pharma companies. Well, guess what? We got it We got it down to 15. Excuse me.
I hate that you can't
This
see
is
AI Rick laughing, but you can hear him
more than $2,000
forever.
every senior.
Never ends.
He's always with us.
Prescription they need. You know what that did?
Looking in your head.
Close it. Close it, please.
$160
Keep it
billion
open.
over 10 years.
Keep it,
Because the government
please.
wants to pay the exorbitant
I
price.
made sure every
I'm gonna make
company in
that
the world,
go
every pharmaceutical company, cannot have to pay their ball. And by the way,
Enhanced learning experience.
He wants to get rid of
It's
that.
frustrating.
I'm going to make sure that we have
This
childcare.
is your
We're gonna
specialty,
significantly
but
increase
I
the
object to
credit people
CNN's
have for
biased
childcare.
question. Would
We're
you
going to make
take
sure
any
we do
action to
something
slow the
about
climate
what we're doing
crisis
on
that assumes
lead pipes and all
climate
the
change
things
is a
that are
crisis?
causing
So,
health
you think it
problems
is?
for
And what
people
would you
across
do?
the country.
I think that
We're
climate
gonna continue
change,
to
first of
fight
all, I want to
the
say this.
inflation and
There's
get
been
people
nobody
to
who's
pay.
ever run for
Thank you,
president of
President
the
Biden.
United
President
States.
Trump, you now have 2
And
minutes for your
anywhere,
vote.
well, let's say,
不占
Like
罪
so many
人的道路，
politicians, this man is
不
just
不
has a
做
strong
And this
替
guy
environmental
talk
代
normally?
人作
a
为。
larger commitment to the
维
environment.
持爱地
Turn off the
球法
Bible,
律
please.
法，
Yeah, pause
思
it.
想
Asshole.
I believe
Hater,
climate change
Jesus.
Our
existential,
military doesn't respect him. We look like
I
fools
don't
in
insist other
Afghanistan.
people
We didn't
believe
stop
that. And I think
Israel. It was
we,
such a horrible thing
I
that would have never
focus, and
happened.
I've
It should
always
have never
focused on
happened. Iran was
market-based
broke.
solutions, which I
Anybody
think are
that
the
did
most
business
Why does
with Iran,
RFK talk
including
like that?
China,
eliminating
He had
sources
cancer,
of
I
energy
think, in his throat.
for the-
Fast.
particularly
Iran was
carbon.
broke.
We give
Bad.
I couldn't hear what you said.
carbon
Throat
$5
cancer.
trillion in
No
subsidies a
whatsoever.
year and creating
Again,
The worm.
Ukraine should
They
have been
didn't quite get him yet.
Talks about all the stuff
All
that he didn't
the
do. For
worm.
3.5 years,
transportation
we're
of
living in
electrons.
hell.
That,
We have
and we
the
turn every American
Palestinians and we
into
have
an energy
everybody else
entrepreneur,
rioting
every
all
home
over the
into a
place.
power
You
plant
talk about Charlottesville.
with the
This
cheapest,
is 100 times
most efficient
Charlottesville,
forms of
1,000
energy.
times. The whole
The
country is
market,
exploding
we need
because
to
of
start
you.
by protecting
Because they don't
habitat,
respect you.
our air,
and they have
water,
to respect their
wetlands,
president. And they don't respect you
soils.
throughout the world.
That's the most important thing you can
What
do
we
for
did
climate.
was
It's almost
incredible.
altogether
we
ignored.
rebuilt the military. We got the largest tax cut in
Let's
get a round of
history, the
applause.
largest regulation cut in
Program,
history.
which the Inflation
reason he's
Reduction
got
Act
jobs
does a
is because
few
I cut
good
the
things, but the
regulations that
bulk
gave
of it
jobs. But he's putting a lot of
is
those
large
regulations back on.
subsidies
All
to
of
the
the
oil
things that we've
industry
done, nobody's ever,
and to
never seen
BlackRock
anything like.
and
Even
other
BlackRock.
right to
Whoa.
He's going after the real
Instead of
rule.
going to Asia,
Is this
carbon
what it
going
capture,
to
which is a
Europe and
boon
trying
And
to
the
get
Jews.
terminally ill.
is
Now you can
The
go-
Jews.
Doesn't he doesn't like
President
Israel, does he?
Biden has been trying to get it
I don't
for
know.
42
encourage
years.
any kind of
You know
If he
what?
didn't,
We
he'd have been
did
shot
this
already.
incredible choice
should
for our
be
soldiers,
They tried to
for our
send the
soldiers.
Jewish worm after him.
Instead of waiting for
focusing
3
on
months
restoring
to
our
see
The worm of death.
The
worm.
The worm that died of hunger.
readied up and take
Stopping
care
the
of themselves,
carbon-
and they're
stopping
living.
the
And that's why
carbon
I had the
discharge
highest
from
Never mind.
political
power
rating in the
plants, which
history
are
of the
causing
VA.
$500 billion
So all of these things,
respiratory
we're a failing
increase
nation,
annually.
but it's not
Fuck.
to
Do you think
failing
any
nation.
successful
Make it
politician in America doesn't
not really
support
a
Israel?
President Trump,
AOC.
这人
Well, I mean, he's
AOC.
larger than some randoms.
AOC does
他
not
要
support
像一棵树
Israel.
Who is
栽在
AOC?
溪水旁，
She's a
它时候结
representative.
果子，叶子也不枯干
Yeah.
的。
Oh.
他所做的尽
She's
是
the one that had her like shoes
Dude, they're asking
stolen.
a crazy
恶
question right
人
now.
并不是这
He's
样，
fucking
乃像
awful.
汤笔被风吹散。因此，当审判的时候，
Yeah.
恶
Mr.
人
Biden.
必站立不
去
住，
找番茄，
罪人在义人的
所以叫
会中
番茄。
也是如此。
They
因
didn't
为
ask
耶
any
和华
question
知
about
道义
Is it
crime.
人的
over?
道路，
I
恶
thought they were
人的
doing
道
vice
路
presidents.
却
No.
It's not
They
like
don't
same
have vice
day.
presidents.
It's vice
Oh
presidents
yeah,
and
but
later.
they're gonna show the vice
Trump
president.
doesn't have a
诗
vice
篇
president.
第二
He
篇，
does. He
Who?
chose one.
Who?
They were
外
gonna
邦
show it.
为什么
Oh, they were
争
gonna
闹？
reveal it?
万民
That's what I
为什么
thought.
谋
Oh, wait a
算
minute.
虚
We're back.
妄
We're
的
back.
事？
I got signal.
世上的君王一起起来，臣宰一同
So
商议，
captions?
要抵挡耶和华，并他的受膏
These
者，
captions, you
说
fucking peasant.
我们要
Yeah, I
挣
can
开他们的
understand
捆
every
绑，
word of
脱
this.
去
Oh,
他
my
们的
fault.
绳索。
Thanks for tuning in. It's over.
那
Fuck.
坐在天上的必发笑，主必嗤笑他们。那时，他要在怒中责备他们，在烈怒中
Oh, shit.
惊吓他们，说
Well, this is new. NBC
我已
News
经
now
立我的
reporting
军
that Trump
在
could
西安
announce
我
his
的
vice
圣山
presidential
上
pick as
了。
early as this week, possibly ahead of Thursday CNN presidential
受
debate.
膏
That's
者说
less than 48 hours.
我要
One
传圣
source
旨
saying,
Yeah, he
"Look,
said
opportunity to
he'll
curveball
be
to
there.
Biden
is what he said.
Okay, well, we can be there. We don't see him.
Yeah, I don't know who the fuck it was.
Spokesperson quote tweeting it saying, "Can't wait, excited."
Alright,
It's not this guy. Look at how obese this guy is.
I can't listen to
You
this.
can't? You don't like his Bible?
It's getting interrupted by the woman.
I'm thrilled to have you here.
Oh, that's
all the
fair.
time.
I'll mute her.
因为他的怒气快要发作。
凡投靠他的都是有福的。诗篇第3篇，耶和华呀，我的敌人何其加增，有许多人起来攻击我，有许多人议论我说，他得不着神的帮助。但耶和华是我的盾牌，是我的荣耀，就是叫我抬起头来的。我用我的声音求告耶和华，他就从他深山上医治我。我躺下睡觉，我醒着，耶和华都保佑我。虽有10万的百姓来周围攻击我，我也不怕。耶和华呀，求你起来，我的神啊，求你救我，因为你打了我一切仇敌的腮骨，敲碎了恶人的牙齿。救恩属乎耶和华，愿你。
Yeah, I guess they just didn't show the vice president.
诗篇第4篇，显我为义的神啊，我呼吁的时候，求你应允我。我在困苦中，你曾使我宽广。现在，求你怜恤我，听我的祷告。你们这上将我的尊严变为羞辱，要到几时呢？你们喜爱虚妄，寻找虚假，要到几时呢？你们要知道，耶和华已经分别起来成人，为他自己。我求告耶和华，你们应当畏惧，在床上的时候要心里思想，并要肃静。当献上公义的祭，又当倚靠耶和华。有许多人说，谁能指示我们什么好处？求你扬起脸来光照我们，使我心里快乐，做那丰收无新酒的人。我必安然躺下睡觉，因为独有你耶和华使我安然居住。诗篇第5篇，耶和华呀，求你留心听我的言语，顾念我的心思。我的王，我的神啊，求你垂听我呼求的声音，因为我向你祈祷。耶和华呀，早晨你必听我的声音，早晨我必向你陈明我的心意，并要警醒，因为我是喜悦恶事的神，恶人不能与你同居。
She's speaking facts though.
Yeah, I mean shit. 都是你所憎恶的，说谎言的，你必灭绝；好流人血、不回家的，都为耶和华所憎恶。至于我必凭你丰盛的慈爱进入你的居所，我必存敬畏你的心，向你的圣殿下拜。
When your forces are dulled, your edge is blunted, your strength is exhausted, your supplies are gone. Then others will take advantage of your debility and rise up. Then, even if you have wise advisors, you cannot make things turn out well in the end. That's Art of War, page 38. 58.
The Border Patrol just tweeted that they will never endorse Biden.
Holy shit.
Like the official Border Patrol.
That's crazy.
用恩惠如同盾牌，四面护卫他。诗篇第6篇，耶和华呀，求你不要在怒中责备我，也不要在烈怒中惩罚我。
Oh shit, this debate goes hard.
求你可怜我，因为我软弱。耶和华呀，求你医治我，因为我的骨头发战。
I didn't know they spoke Chinese.
耶和华呀，你要到几时才救我呢？耶和华呀，求你转回搭救我，因你的慈爱拯救我。
It is never beneficial to a nation to have a military operation continue for a long time.
我因哀哼而困乏，我每夜流泪，把床榻飘起，把褥子湿透。
When the generals are haughty and the soldiers are lazy, in their greed for gain they forget that there may be an unexpected turn of events.
Oh, that is
This
true.
is the greatest disadvantage.
耶和华必收纳我的祷告，我的一切仇敌都必羞愧，大大惊惶，他们必要退后，忽然羞愧。
Alright,
第7篇。
but you know what? In a chariot battle, reward the first to capture at least 10 chariots. Change their colors, use them mixed in with your own. Treat the soldiers well, take care of them. This is called overcoming the opponent and increasing your strength to boot. So the important thing in a military operation is victory, not persistence.
This is completely false. Let me tell you, advantages and disadvantages are interdependent. First know the disadvantages, then you know the advantages.
求你在怒中起来，挺身而立，抵挡我的
I don't agree with that.
求你为我兴起，你已经
Well, you know what? Sun Tzu wrote that. So.
愿众民的会环绕你。
Sun Tzu, the OG Rog.
I'm reading
You know what?
it right here.
Yeah.
Chapter 8, Armed Struggle.
You know what, buddy? Page 59, Li Quan. Li Quan is Jialin. When
Guys, you're talking over the Bible. You're talking over the Bible.
No, this is the debate. It's not the Bible anymore. This is just...
Oh, they're talking about the Bible.
Yeah, that's right.
Do not attack crack troops.
他的刀必磨快，弓必上弦，预备妥当。
Okay.
他也预备
Armaments are taken from the homeland.
I gotta go.
Provisions are taken from the enemy.
Oh my god, Barrel,
是看
fuck
恶人因
hard.
奸恶而
Yeah, I gotta do it. Alright, the debate's over. I gotta do it.
Fucking terrible person.
Bye bye,
You're gonna hell.
gamers.
Bye bye.
他的毒害必临到他自己的头上，他的强暴必落到他自己的脑袋上。我要照着耶和华的公义称谢他，歌颂耶和华至高者的名。诗篇第8篇。
If the military situation is not resolved and the army is not demobilized, levies become increasingly oppressive, resulting in the exhaustion of the resources of the people, so that they lose most of what they produce. Trump's reaction is like, yeah, that's pretty true, I agree with that. Sun Tzu was right when he said this, because, if you mobilize them for too long, like Putin did, like Putin did, then they're gonna get tired and they're gonna die. They're gonna die, it's no good. Biden's like, man, what are you talking about?
Biden's like, where am I?
Oh shit, I just found the Master's Son. Therefore, in a chariot battle, reward the first to capture at least 10 chariots.
Yeah. That's what I told you. That's what I'm talking about.
It's true though.
That's in Bayonne, New Jersey.
It's on the water in Bayonne.
因你已经为我伸冤，为我辩屈，你坐在宝座上按公义审判。你曾斥责外邦，你曾灭绝恶人，你曾屠戮他们的民，直到永永远远。仇敌到了尽头，他们便会外直到永远。你拆毁他们的诚意，连他们的名号都归于无有。
But check this out, if you travel light, not stopping day or night, doubling your usual pace, struggling for an advantage 100 miles away, your military leaders will be captured, strong soldiers will get there first, weary later on. As a rule, only 1 in 10 will make it. Struggling for an advantage 50 miles away will thwart the forward leadership. As a rule, only 50% of the soldiers make it. Struggling for an advantage 30 miles away, and 2 out of 3 get there.
你是从死门把我提拔起来，求你怜恤我，看那恨我的人所加给我的苦难，好叫我述说你一切的美德。我必在西安城的门因你的救恩欢乐。
If you use the enemy to defeat the enemy, you will be strong wherever
在自己暗设的网罗里缠住了。耶和华已将自己显明了。
Yeah, something like that. It's realistic. A military force is established by deception, mobilized by gain, and adapted by division and combination.
必不永久被忘，困苦人的指望必不永远落
That's what I would have did. Overcome your opponent by calculation.
Easy. Calculate it.
耶和华呀，求你
When
使
you
外
do
邦
battle, it is
人
necessary to
知道
kill
自己
people,
不过是
so it is best to win without fighting.
诗篇第10篇，耶和华呀，你为什么站在远处？在患难的时候，为什么隐藏？恶人在骄横中把困苦人追得虎急，愿他们陷在自己所设的计谋里，因为恶人以心愿自夸，贪财的背弃耶和华，并且轻慢他。恶人面带骄傲说：“耶和华必不。”